Happy New Year, everyone. This is my first video of 2025. I have now done approximately 965 videos, 66, so I'm nearing 1,000 videos. And what's really cool is I'm nearing it at the same time I'm going to celebrate 5 years doing these videos. So that'll be coming up around the end of February, early March or something that I did my first video 5 years ago. Unbelievable. Yeah, so have a bit of a celebration when that happens. The 1,000th video and my 5-year anniversary. Today, I'm going to start the new year. I don't know how many people are going to watch this. Probably no one. Probably my least watched video of the year, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to talk about my favorite band, the Grateful Dead. Now, I'm entitling this video Deadglen. I do that because the independent record store I always talk about, Zap Records in Cobourg, Ontario, the owner, Tim, when I first started going there, I don't know how many years ago, I had a bigger collection of Grateful Dead than I have now. I had a ton of, so the Grateful Dead live, there was a live series called Dick's Picks. And Dick Lemieux, I think his name was, used to put out these live shows. And there was 36 of them. And some of them are, like you try and buy them now, they're $70, $80 a piece. I bet you I had 34 of the 36 in my collection. And I sold them. I still got a ton of Grateful Dead stuff, but I just wanted to get some money for other stuff. I kind of regret it now. But anyway, so there was about 3 or 4 Glens who used to frequent the store. And the way they could tell us apart was nickname us. So I was Deadglen because of my Grateful Dead affiliation. There was another guy, Zappa Glen, and I forget. But anyway, I'm Deadglen. So that's why I'm using this to frame. I've always been honored to have that name. Where do I start? I have quite a collection of Grateful Dead. I'm going to try and hold up this box that I keep all the CDs in. That's my collection of Grateful Dead CDs. So, most of this is live stuff. These are studio albums. I don't have as many studio albums as you would think. I don't have them all on vinyl. And I don't have them all on CD. But that's what I do have. I'm not going to concentrate too much on that because much as this, I'm called Deadglen, it's live stuff that I really, really love. So I am going to start showing you some of my live CDs and then move on, some of my box sets. Now, the thing about the Grateful Dead, I know my friend Robert Hagerman is just getting into the Grateful Dead. It's a deep rabbit hole. And what happens is you kind of got to think of the Grateful Dead in 3 different sections. They start in 65, but let's go 67 because that's really the core, the main years, the band. 67 to 72 would be like you consider the Mach 1 of the Grateful Dead. That's when Pigpen, Rod McKernan was in the band. They were really, he was a blues guy, and he was the front man of the band, and did a lot of the vocals, played harmonica, a little bit of keyboard, and he was the guy. And unfortunately, Rod liked his booze, and Pigpen became quite ill as a result, and eventually took his life. He died in 1973. So he stopped playing with the band in 72, pretty much after the tour of Europe. But you can get live stuff like Grateful Dead, 1969, all this live stuff with Rod on it. And they would do songs like Good Morning Little Schoolgirl, Turn on Your Love Light, and some of the early Dead stuff like Dark Star and and Alligator, and Morning Dew was always a big one. I'm a King Bees on here too. This is I'm gonna call it almost a blues-based Grateful Dead. And from then, like I said, from that time to 72, the big thing was the European tour of 72. It's fantastic. I know they went back into the studio. They added some, Merle Sanders came in and added some keyboard to it. They fixed up the vocals so they sounded real good. But for all intents and purposes, they were playing fantastic. And yeah, so you end up with a set which I do not have on vinyl, but Europe 72. And there is also a volume 2 of Europe 72. And then all the various shows. I have London at the Lyceum Theatre. I've got a few more. These are all from the 72 tour. Great stuff. If you want to hear some live Dead, I can't. I just can't suggest the European 72 stuff enough. After they got back from Europe, in, I believe, August of 72, they did a show up in Eugene, Oregon. This is one of the best live Dead sets, I think. Sunshine Daydream, it's called. Veneta, Oregon, August 27th, 1972. Fantastic set. Two CDs, 3 CDs, and a DVD of the show. Great set list, and a fantastic set. Highly recommend this. Now, a lot of this stuff's only available on CD. So if you vinyl collectors, we'll get to the vinyl in a minute. But some of these aren't available on vinyl. And then here is one of the Dick's Picks that I was telling you about. This is volume 18. It's the only one I kept of all these. It was one of my favorite ones. It was from Dane County Coliseum, February 1978 in University of North Iowa. I just love the set list on this, so that's one of the reasons I kept it. The other thing they did was, I wonder where all my Dave's picks went. I don't have those. Interesting. Yeah, so Rhino Records has released a ton of live shows from the Dead. There's Buffalo, New York from 1989. This is New Year's Eve from the Cow Palace in 76. This is another one from Philadelphia, 1989. So as I was saying, there's like 3 iterations of the band. Mach 1 was with Pigpen. I would say that cuts off somewhere between 72 and 73. Then they added Donna and Keith Godshaw to the band. Keith Godshaw was a keyboard player. I think they both added a lot to the band. Keith, they stayed till around 1979 and then formed their own band. And then shortly after that, Keith died tragically in a really bad car accident. So not good. Donna had an interesting resume before she joined the band. She was a backup singer on 2 classic hit songs. 1, Percy Sledge's When a Man Loves a Woman, and 2, Elvis Presley's Suspicious Minds. She sang on both of those. Here's one of my favorites, which I'll show you later, from Pacific Northwest, 73 and 74. This one just came out this year. Duke University, 1978. Great set. That is also available on a large box set. What else have I got here? There's just a ton of stuff. Dozing at the Knickerbocker Arena. That's like 1980 something. Dead Set, I believe this is called. Live. I'm trying to think of what this is from. Not quite sure. Can't remember, but this is also available on vinyl. Without a Net is now available on vinyl. This is a later thing from the late 80s. 100-Year-Old Hall. From, again, I can't remember some of these, and I don't have my glasses on, but you'll get the idea anyway. Terrapin Station, late 80s, maybe 1990 for that one. Go to Nassau, 1990. So Glad You Made It, spring 1990. So now we talk about the later years from after Keith and Donna left, 79. Then they brought in Welnick. Oh man, I'm losing my keyboard player. I'm losing my thought on his first name. Anyway, somebody Welnick and Brett Midland. Now Brett Midland, I think, really changed the sound of the band. That's when you get into the kind of more mainstream Grateful Dead stuff that had more of a universal sound that this great album In the Dark came from, where they had their first hit song, A Touch of Grey. Brett, unfortunately, passed away in 1990 from a drug overdose, devastating to the band. And from 1990 to 95, they filled in with guys like actually that's when Welnick came in after Brett passed away, and Bruce Hornsby for a couple of years, until Jerry's unfortunate passing in 95, when we had no more Grateful Dead. A few more. Reckoning is a favorite of mine. It's all acoustic renditions of songs. Great stuff. Red Rocks, the great concert facility in Colorado from 1978. Wake Up to Find Out, 1989 or 1990, with Branford Marsalis sitting in. Here's Grateful Dead's Saint of Circumstances. This is a late concert at the end of their career. Rocking the Cradle, their tour of Egypt. They played in front of the pyramids, 1978, I believe that was. Another acoustic show at the Warfield, 1980. And Three from the Vault, which includes 3 live shows. Also, there was this compilation album put out, The Definitive Live Story, 1965 to 1970 or 1995, where they took a song from each year, a live song from each year, for the 30 years there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so, okay. Now, one thing, and also I wanted to point out that I do have these MoFi original master recordings of American Beauty and Working Man's Dead that sound absolutely brilliant. Now, the Dead is great for putting out box sets. Their box sets are amazing. I have 3 large ones, which is the Pacific Northwest box, which is probably the most beautiful. It's just really a work of art. This is the tours that the Grateful Dead did, 73 and 74, of Portland and Vancouver and Seattle and wherever else they would play. I mean, you get kind of weird, this fishy thing. I don't know what I would do with that. I'm certainly not going to eat it. Get this nice little box, which comes with the limited edition. My number is 7,152 of 15,000. And you get all the CDs, which there are 6. I'll just pull out, but there are 6 of these. All beautiful artwork. I'll just pull out 3 of them, and then I can just show you one, because they're all basically the same once you open them up. But there are So one is Vancouver 74, Vancouver 73, Seattle 73, Portland 73, Portland 74, and Seattle 74. Approximately 18 discs in there. Great set. My other set, I've got this. This was, it's a beautiful looking box set. I love it. 1976, June 1976. There are all the discs in there. Pull them out. You get this book that comes with it. And then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe 15 discs. Beautiful presentation. I don't know if you can read the set list there. So another favorite set of mine. I can play these all day long, man. I just love them. And one more large box set to show you. You know, why do I love the Grateful Dead so much? I think it's just that they incorporate so much of every type of music. You can get a little bit of jazz, you can get a little bit of a bluegrass influence, a rock influence, a country influence, a bit of a classical influence when it comes to like Phil West, the bass player, was classically trained. Here is another gorgeous set. And you open this up from the end. I'm going to try and do this without causing a ruckus. Yeah, that's not going to work. So you open that up like that, and then you get that. So let's see what's in that. I will pull that book out. That is a book with all the info from the shows and whatever, and then you get all the CDs. There's 2 behind each one of those little squares. They are from Madison Square Garden's 1981, 82, and 83, I believe. Beautiful looking sets. Fantastic. Okay, that's the CDs. Now let's go to the vinyl. It's the vinyl community after all. First of all, my Grateful Dead albums, just the single albums, I've only got 3 of these. I've got American Beauty, Working Man's Dead, and In the Dark. I also have a box set of albums. This set here is there's the book that came with it, so you can see the albums that it came. It's Wake of the Flood, From Mars Hotel, Blues for Allah, and Steal Your Face. I do not have the first 4 albums on vinyl. The reason I do not is there was an original Rhino box set that had all those original first albums in it. And I had it. And when I sold my vinyl off, I sold that set along with it. And since then, the price has gone crazy. I feel just regret so much selling that. It's unbelievable, but it's done, it's done. One day I will buy it again because I really enjoyed having the box. So we are going to try and get that back at some time. That's why I haven't bought the albums individually, because I was trying to get the box again. This is a little blurby thing that came with that set. Okay, next. I've got a bunch of live vinyl box sets. It's show and tell the Grateful Dead. What can I say? The one I just bought on Boxing Day. This is Rhino, I believe it was Boston, Massachusetts, May 1977, I think. Fantastic set. I have this one as well, which is St. Louis, Missouri. Trying to think of the date on this. I believe this was 1970 something as well. Limited to 12,000. Sets always look so beautiful. This is 1971. Comes with a sticker, a blurby thing for the tour, and then the records. Usually these are like 5 record sets. Next, Grateful Dead. This is one of the Europe 72 boxes, limited to 10,000. This is from Paris, France, May 3rd, 1972. Five LP set. Limited to 12,000. And last but not least, Connecticut, May 5th. I was now this is the one Robert bought, and I was saying I didn't have it. I didn't even remember I had this. Isn't that incredible? That's great. I was going to Robert. You end up with so much stuff you don't even know what you got. There you go. I was telling Robert I got to get this one. I was drooling over it, and I had it. So there we go. That is my Grateful Dead collection, right as it stands right now. Always looking for more. Always wishing I had money to buy more. My favorite band, Jerry Garcia, one of my favorite human beings that ever lived. And if you get into the Dead, just kind of think about it in 3 different configurations: Mach 1, Mach 2, Mach 3. And kind of find the one that resonates with you. If you like the more bluesy stuff, Pigpen, then you're looking at 1967 to 72. My favorite version is 72, 73 up to about 78, 79. The live stuff from those shows is what really I gravitate to, mostly because I love the songs that they were writing in that period. But anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope someone watches it, and you guys have a grateful day.